So how attractive is Goatis / Goatis really? Welcome back to LookLogix, everyone. Today, for a special request of a subscriber in the comment section of the last video, I will be reviewing the facial harmony / attractiveness of Goatis, aka Goatis or Savage or Savringe, and his full name is Goatis Lagsden. Boom. Alright. That's it. That works. He's Latvian. He's a light-skinned male. And that's what I've put into this faceiq labs. Now, you'll be pretty surprised with the scoring he gets, but we're going to go over his front ratios. I couldn't find a good enough side picture to use that it would be even useful. So I just had to look at his side and see what was going on. He doesn't have much recession, just to let you guys know, which is really good. He has very healthy skin indicators. You can see how vibrant he looks. Obviously with filters and things, it'll change. However, some major points on his face that bring down his attractiveness, probably the number one is his forehead. So, thank you, battery. The problem with his forehead is it's so large, right? His hair isn't really recessed, as his forehead is just so large. It's very European, and he doesn't have his C-cups, which are the hair that comes on the sides, don't really exist. They're kind of non-existent, unfortunately. And that really contributes to a less attractive face. You could put this in like ChatGPT or some AI image generator, and you'd see how much better it looks when he has a lower hairline, like a full finger, like an inch down. So in the European potential, that would obviously be a major aspect if you wanted to go synthetics. Now, Goatis, if you're watching this video, go ahead and post a nice high quality front and side profile and DM me it, and I'd love to actually review this face more accurately. Anyways, let's move on to the ratios of his face. We can see them all laid out visually here. Now, don't take these fully. Take them kind of for granted and for like a grain of rice, grain of salt. You can see the 10 out of 10 scores are definitely true. His ipsilateral angle by itself is great. Deviation is a 4.8. Kind of rough with his jaw being so much more narrow, you can see. And then his beard, which he uses to cover it up with his style. His nice long hair is definitely really good. And I want to kind of implement other things for his attractiveness, not just his harmony. And you'll see what his scoring for his harmony is at the end of this video for sure. I think you'll be surprised. And by the way, just put a comment in the description right now with a number from 0 to 10, what you think his harmony will be. Or don't, if you're a little scaredy cat and you're afraid of being wrong. It's all fine, man. Moving on, he has a 10 out of 10 neck width, which is definitely true. It's almost as wide as his head, which is always good. A more masculine neck is definitely by far more attractive. His ear protrusion ratio is a 10 out of 10. For sure, his ears protrude just a little bit, not too much and not too little. His nose to position is a 10 out of 10. As you can see, he has a pretty good nose. It's slightly asymmetrical, though. It's not fully even. Then his mouth corner position is a 10 out of 10. His mid-face ratio is a 10 out of 10. Then the lower third proportion is 10. Lower third by itself is 10. Eyebrow low settedness is almost a 10 out of 10. He has quite low set eyebrows, which is great. Eyebrow tilt is also a set 9.61 out of 10, positively tilted. There definitely could be some more symmetry on his face. His bigonial width is a 9.6 out of 10, which is great. His middle third is an 8.44. So these are all the scorings. I don't want to bore you too much with all these, but this just is the objective measurements of his attractiveness, like his eye separation ratio, and that's actually in here. It's actually one of his lowest scores. This is one eye apart test. This is 0, which isn't really accurate right now. But you can see how his eyes are kind of farther set out, and they don't make them as ideal. His lateral canthal tilt, classic canthal tilt, is a 2.71 out of 10. He has he has neutral tilted canthals or neutral canthal tilt, depending on the photo. Definitely not positive at all. Not that bad though. Eye separation ratio is a 2.54 out of 10. So yeah, this is Goatis' face. I do want to bring up then his health aspect, and this isn't counting in his height, his fashion, his voice, his status, things like that. And then his age. This is just the photo I could find that was a neutral expression and a straight on photo. So including all that, he has a much higher score, but let's actually see what he gets. And by the way, guys, if you want to try the app for yourself, LookLogix, faceiq labs, you can put in your own front and side profile. You'll get to see your plan potential, all your scores. It's really useful so far. You can see on my channel, I've made tons of videos. You can use the code LookLogix. It's 20% off. I'll put a link in the description and comment. Let's move on to what his score is. Goatis gets a 2.52 out of 10. Poor harmony, bottom 0.7%. 1 in 141 people on the low side, unfortunately. As you can see, this is the rating without the side profile. Now, I don't think this is quite accurate at all. I think he's at least a 4, probably around a 4.5 to 4.8, just because he has so many low amounts of harmony. His dimorphism is quite good, definitely in the 6+ range. He's just so healthy in terms of his skin because of what he eats. He's very into the raw carnivore diet, which is excellent. However, there seems to be a lot of bad mojo in the esoteric range. You can kind of see in some of his videos the energy he exudes. Definitely is very, he talks about minimizing stress, but he looks quite stressed because of all this dark occultism and frustration. He looks like he holds in a lot of frustration of people being stupid and the mass state of ignorance we are in, and solipsism, and then the mass state of slavery. So I definitely think I understand part of that. He's quite frustrated, and that will show up. Whether you think it exists or not, it will show up of the stressors in the physical body. You'll see the sagginess, asymmetries. There's an unbalance, the frustration and the stress and the sadness and anger. Those will all show, and it looks like Goatis has a lot of that. However, he is healthy in body overall, so that's great for him. Definitely around a 4 in his harmony max. Maybe, well, I want to say more like a 5. Max 5.8. Just depends on the picture and the stage of life he's in. You can see his bone structure is definitely a little more unique. But yeah, there you go. There you guys go. This is how attractive Goatis is really. If you have any other questions, just put a comment in the comment section. And if you want me to rate anyone else, also put a comment in. If you'd like to try the app for yourself, once again, you can use my code LookLogix, 20% off. I'll put it in the description, pin comment. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.